Welcome to Reality Hour. I am Adam Samuel. Today, it's over. We are talking about America's Got Talent, the finale. But this is not just a finale podcast. This is also going to be
a finally podcast.
It's a season finale recap, and yeah, that's just where we're at. I am joined today by my co-host, two co-hosts actually. First up is Eric. How you doing today, Eric?
It's fine. It's finale over. It's finally over. However you want to say it. It's over.
What about you, my other co-host, Grace? How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. It's been a long week, but it's Friday. America's Got Talent is over. And I wish I could say I were satisfied, but I'm not.
Yes. Well, let us not bury the headline here. We have our winner. Brandon Leak defeats Broken Roots as our final showdown. Grace, what do you make of this result?
I would like to know, I would question how Broken Roots made the top 2 after not even making the live shows, but I've watched enough seasons of The Voice to know the power of Team Blake is alive and well.
I called it. I've said for a while. Even during the quarterfinals, Eric was thinking they're going to be or were they semifinal wildcards? I was like, you were underestimating.
They were quarterfinal wildcards, but
yeah, I was like, no surprises for me personally. This was but the winner, I will say, I'm a little surprised. Eric, what are your thoughts on this final result?
Well, first of all, you're the first person who ever said to me that he could win.
When did I say that? I truly think he's going to win this season. I'm not even joking. I think he could really win this. What did you make of this result, Eric?
I've watched a lot of these shows, as has Grace, as has Adam. Even some previous seasons, I might not have liked results, but sometimes at least I'll be able to understand them. I can see, Grace Vanderwaal. I wasn't a fan of her, but I understood why some people would like her. The songs were kind of catchy-ish, I guess. Scotty McCreery. I don't like country music, but I know a lot of people do, and I can sort of get that. This is the first time I've ever watched a show where I truly do not understand the result.
That's because you don't watch Dancing with the Stars.
No, I totally understand the result. Totally understand it. All I can say is at least Thomas Day didn't win.
Why is that in at least? I think he would have more success than Brendan's going to have. But
look, so we kind of talked about this before we went live. For me personally, this was a bit of this has nothing to do with the winner himself, but this season as a whole was for me a bit of the final nail in the coffin for the show, in my opinion. I don't know. When we started podcasting about America's Got Talent, I truly had I loved the show. It held my attention. And like I said, nothing to do with the winner. It's just something has changed about the show. I don't feel it anymore. I don't feel invested. I don't. As sad as this is, I don't care about it. I don't
blame you. The problem with this, and I think this marks a transition point for America's Got Talent. This season marks the transition point. And it's not a good transition. It's a transition from being a show that's primarily about talent with a little bit of stories on the side to being a show that's primarily about stories with a little bit of talent on the side. And the fact that it's balanced out that way, and so many of these acts just weren't good enough to make the top 10.
No.
And if the show was about talent, they wouldn't have been good enough to make the top 10. But they had compelling stories. And that's not what should matter on this show, and that's why I kind of understand.
Is it just AGT or BGT too?
I've been done with Britain's Got Talent.
Here's what I'll say: BGT this year, as bad as AGT this year has been, BGT is worse.
How bad could it be?
Seriously, their format is awful.
Their format's awful. Their format's awful, but also the talent there. as little talent as there was on America's Got Talent this year, there was even less on BGT.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's bad this year. It's a dearth of talent. But
anyway, before we actually get into the show, I made a bold prediction for America's Got Talent. I was wrong.
Very wrong.
We were all wrong. I mean, if you stuck with your old prediction, you would have been right, which is the annoying part. But you were bold and you changed your mind.
I was too. I thought Broken Roots would come in third. It would be Brandon in fourth as a shocker.
What?
Broken Roots.
No, Brandon was in the top 2 no matter what he did.
I don't know, but that's kind of where I'm at. I thought it was going to be Brandon, Broken Roots, Daniela, Christina Ray. Is that what I said? No, I said Christina Ray and then Daniela. Yeah, I thought she had the edge there somehow.
Anywho, let's break down these acts, shall we?
Yes. So, who do we have up first?
We have the busing of Roberta Battaglia first.
Oh God, she was never gonna win. Come on, Eric. This is
She wasn't gonna win, but they wanted to double check. They wanted to be absolutely certain that she wasn't gonna win. This was an awful song choice for her. They put her first. They really did not want her to win.
Well, she's doing "Scars to Your Beautiful" by Alessia Cara. Like, I didn't think it was great, but like, I don't know.
It was more than just not great. It was a busing. The fact that this song does not suit her voice at all. So, yeah, it was a busing.
What about you, Grace? What did you think?
I thought it was pretty good. She was never going to win anyway, but the good news is she's only 11 and she's got plenty of time.
Yeah. I think in a few years she could be a force to be reckoned with. I still think that. And I think that with more experience, she has a ton of potential to become amazing. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked to see her on Idol in a couple of years.
She's Canadian. Can she audition?
I mean, we had
Lauren Spencer Smith this year.
Yeah, so
who was also robbed, but less.
All right. Well, we move on.
Canadian Idol doesn't exist anymore, so yeah.
It's quite funny that existed.
Yeah, that's where Carly Rae Jepsen came from.
I know. She didn't win also, but anyway.
No.
Let's talk about good salsa.
Bad salsa, these two. Yeah, there's nothing bad about them, Eric.
He says that every week.
I do.
I know I say it every week, and I don't care. It's just like, my question is, how did they get here? How are they allowed to fly into the U.S. when no one else is, really? Are they going to be stuck here? I think there's a good chance we're going to be stuck here. I'm not complaining about that, by the way. They're really good. Like, really, really, really good. I was dizzy watching them, but I didn't care, which is impressive. And I'm just going to combine these performances with the finale performances. I mean, I guess we'll do that. Their performance with The Unbeatable was one of the highlights of the finale.
So good to see them again.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I thought it was pretty talented. I mean, they've been one of the highlights of the season. But at the same time, I don't think they were too mind-blowing. I don't feel like I was very...
I mean, they weren't, but...
No.
The problem when you put them next to The Unbeatable is that they're not going to be as good, but...
If this had been like a proper AGT, like if it had been in the old days, as I remember, these would have been a semi-final cut, honestly, because hopefully the talent would have been up to par. But since the talent isn't up to par, it's just not too great. Okay, anything else to kind of bring up about Bad Salsa?
If there is an AGT champions, I'm thinking they'll be there.
There isn't.
There isn't going to be. But if there is.
There will be. You both are doubting.
Not this year.
There will be. Not this year, but there will be another one. Maybe in another 2 years. But
they were on BGT champions.
Oh, is there a BGT champions?
No.
Yeah, I'll say they would have had to have recorded it already.
All right. Well, we move on to Kennedy Dodds. How is she still here?
Duncan save.
Eric.
And backstory with her family and Spo porn backstory. That's why. I will say the performance was
I thought it was awful.
I kind of fast forwarded through it, so maybe I missed the bad parts, but it was.
I've said it before. Rule number 1 of singing Carrie Underwood songs: don't.
Yeah.
Especially when you're not good enough.
I mean, well, then again, like nobody's good enough to sing Carrie, which is the reason you don't sing our songs.
No.
My impression is that it was the perfect representation of this season, where it was just, I didn't hate it, I didn't love it, I just felt nothing. Like that's my
Hence the word exactly.
Yeah, exactly. It was just forgettable, like non-anything. This season needed a good comedian to just like make fun. We
had one, but he got cut.
We needed Alex Hooper to not roast the judges, but to roast the show. Like, that's the kind of act that this season so badly needed.
About his favorite act from the season?
What?
Simon Cowell's bike.
I mean, I wanted him to like come on stage and start like. I don't know. I just wanted him to roast like every season. It's the same thing. It's the kid. It's the day. There's nothing different. I don't know. That's what I got. Anything else for Kennedy?
I think she's going to be on The Voice in at least a year. I don't think she's...
Yeah, totally.
She'll audition for another show, yeah, probably. Okay.
Let's
talk about Jesus, shall we?
Brandon Leak. Spoken word puppet. Look, here's one thing I do have to bring up. Eric, and I'm assuming Grace too, we've complained about too many winners, singers. We finally got a winner who is an entirely unique act. So maybe the blame lies on us for championing.
For wishing on a cursed monkey's paw. You're right.
It is a total. What did you say? What was that?
You wish on a cursed monkey's paw or something.
Oh, tell me, what did you think of Brandon?
I will say the number one way to get those is to talk about Jesus. That's one way to get votes. I will say he seems like a lovely person. I'll say that before I complain about the act. He seems like a lovely person. His quarterfinal performance was fantastic, only because I appreciated the fact that he would talk about those issues on stage in front of a national audience and get recognition for it. Having said that, not my thing at all. Not something I would ever pay to see. Yeah.
Now, I got into a heated argument after this episode that I don't want to discuss here. However, I mean, I agree with Eric. Spoken word is really not for me. I think it's, and I know a lot of people are upset because I think sometimes it can be highly controversial. It's incredibly subjective. But that's another issue entirely. I did like his quarterfinals performance. I have not really liked anything else he's done.
Same.
But I'm not surprised at all that he won, really.
I mean, it's not a surprise. I've been kind of preparing myself for it mentally for weeks because I knew it was coming. But yeah, good luck to him. Hope he does well because I don't like when winner shows don't do well. But yeah. All
right. Well, we move on to our runner-ups. It's funny, they went back to back. We had one after the other. Broken Roots.
Sure, it's funny. In the 2020 kind of funny way.
You know what? 2020 is gonna 2020. Like that's the season. Hopefully Dancing with the Stars doesn't follow it, although, you know.
It already has. Kyra's the host.
And Carol Baskin is still there.
She's going home this week. Well, she's not going to win if she doesn't go home this week.
She's going to win. This is 2020, Grace. Anything.
Nobody is ever in the bottom two week one and wins. Ever.
Until 2020. All right, well.
It's not going to happen.
Broken Roots, Phil Collins in the air. A bit of a weird version of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were saying this on our pre-cap last night, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was saying that like the problem with this song is that the whole part people love about the song is how it builds to the do part, and then they took all that out and they started it out from that part basically, and so taking out the build up, the song just isn't that great. And honestly, her voices aren't the worst, but they're not great. And it's just like they're just okay country singers, and being an okay country singer is apparently enough to get you over an awesome singer.
It's good enough to get you well on The Voice.
I don't watch The Voice, but
I haven't watched it in a while, but like I said, they sang a Blake Shelton song. They had Blake Shelton as their duet partner. They're on the same network. This is the power of Team Blake. They're basically the Swan Brothers, but older. The Swan Brothers are equally as mediocre, and they made the finale.
There's a type of act on AGT that will just do well every time. Like you don't even need to like.
I mean,
obvious.
Shocking thing to me is I think they might be the first wild card act to ever make it this far on AGT, aren't they?
That I can recall, yeah. But normally the wild cards are like fodder acts.
Exactly, and I'm assuming
it should have been.
This should have been a fodder act technically, but
you're never a fodder act when you're a singer.
No, when you're
a country singer specifically.
All right, well, we have the Belo sisters. This is another act. I'm like, how did they get here? Like, I don't mean to be like harsh or anything. But
I mean, I will say this act actually they do have talent. Clearly,
they do.
I'm bored by it at this point, but there is undeniable talent there, so it's not right there to compare them.
What did you think, Grace?
I didn't love them this week. I have liked them all along, but I mean, I watched the show right after school on Wednesday, so I was like zoned out as it was, and I knew they weren't going to make it. So, yeah. I mean, they are talented, like Eric said. They're like, it I really like watching them.
A lot of rehearsal to pull this off.
Oh yeah,
a lot of training and stuff, but it's just it's kind of boring for me at this point. I've seen it too many times.
Mm-hmm.
Truly, how did they make it past quarterfinals?
Judges.
I have so many questions.
Wait, anyway. who did the judges save them over? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Anything else? The Belo sisters? No? Or shall we move on? Let's move on. Move on to Archie Williams doing Blackbird by the Beatles. Yeah, there were some pretty rough moments here, Eric.
I will say I don't hate the song. I will say Archie is not the best singer, and that's kind of an understatement. I mean, he's just okay at best. I will say I did love it when Jeremiah Wood Harmon sang with when I saw him live a couple of years ago. It was awesome. The problem with AGT recaps now is that I'm just thinking about other shows and the better acts for most other shows now when I'm talking about AGT instead. I'm trying to distract myself. But yeah, back on topic. I'm happy Archie made it this far because of the Innocence Project getting promo from it. And I really think that the work that that organization does is so good and so important that Archie wasn't going to win, and because Archie didn't win, he got as far as he could and got the most attention they could. I'm not going to complain.
Right. I thought it was way better than his semifinal performance, mostly because
better than that, absolutely.
I don't know. As soon as he started singing "Flying Without Wings," I just had to laugh, but we'll discuss that later.
Oh dear, dear, oh dear, oh dear. Anyway, I have no opinions on
Remember when we all thought he was going to win?
Are you sure, Eric, it wasn't him I said that he could win?
What?
Are you sure it wasn't Archie I said could win?
No, you said Brandon could win. You might have been joking at the time, but you did say it.
All right. Well, next up,
Multiple times.
we have Daniela. Danelia. I still every time.
Terry says it wrong Terry says it different every week.
Grace, what is
Alan
the take here?
I think it's Danelia.
Wasn't
Danelia?
Alan Silva next?
I don't remember.
No, it's Archie, then Danelia, then Alan Silva.
Well, Alan was second to last? Okay.
All right. Well, Grace, Danelia, how'd she do?
This was nowhere near as impressive as her last performance. I still thought she'd be top 5 until they called her with Christina. Then I was like,
I was thinking both of you are going to the finale, going to
They
top.
didn't do that once this year.
They did a nobody one.
We were overdue for it. No.
Yeah, I will say, honestly, I kind of disagree. I thought this was her best performance of the competition. I thought the enunciation was less problematic on this one because it's a Sia song, and Sia doesn't have particularly great enunciation either. And I thought it was. I love the song choice. I thought this was the one performance of hers that I might actually remember. And afterwards, she doesn't make top 5, which I thought was a shame. I thought it was a shame. I thought she deserved to make top 5 after this. So
I found the staging here to be really weird and distracting. Was that just me?
all I remember is Daughtry singing this on The Masked Singer in a giant dog outfit. She will never be left weird. Never be weirder than
Oh, Masked Singer.
All right. Well,
This show had me so scared this week.
anything else on Danelia? Are we ready to move on?
Let's move on to Alan Silva.
Alan Silva. He is an aerialist, and A's out in the chat. Worst finale results since. Yeah, that's a good question. Worst finale results since.
Let's save it for after we finish these last 2 acts, shall we?
David Beach and Irene in season 14, 13 of
13.
Title. Yeah. Anyway, Alan Silva. Eric, how do you do?
Again, talented, genuinely talented, but I was a bit bored, honestly. Again, basically the exact same situation as Bella Sisters. Undeniable talent to pull this off, but not something I would care to watch for more than 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised he made the top 5, but
Barely.
What about you, Grace? How do you think he did?
I agree. I have never been a big champion of his, mostly because I find these acts like super repetitive, and this felt like pretty much the same as his last performance, just without the fire.
Wasn't there water in this one instead or something?
I wasn't paying attention. But he got to share his finale duet with his brother, the Deadly Games dude.
That was nice. I enjoyed that.
I did too.
Bishop Briggs can really sing.
Bishop Grace is really great. Alan, I haven't been impressed. I'm not impressed with this kind of act. Like, I just don't. I find it repetitive, and like it's the same trick. Like it's the here. It's I just don't. I don't feel anything from it, and it's just. That's how it is.
I think Fifth was about the best he could have possibly done.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just thought of a good title for this season, for this podcast. You know how it says like "go out with a bang"? This was "go out with a yawn." Is that too mean?
That's too mean. I was gonna go with it's finally over with that finally spelled finale.
You know what? I almost wish someone had done a Greatest Showman song because at least. Oh god. Anyway, Christina Ray. Wow. I gotta say, like on paper, we've talked about this, Eric, before. Whenever there's an Imagine Dragons song, it doesn't usually end well, right?
And it didn't again because she got doolittled.
Yikes! What happened here, Eric? What was the problem?
I don't know. I just think
Too many singers.
too many singers. Too many years where singers have won the show. I will say a few of the notes were slightly shaky. I didn't care, but I think she still deserves to win, but she got Doolittle instead. So, and it's fitting that she came in third just like Melinda did. Because both of them were robbed. So, anyway.
That's the episode. I don't really have any, like, do you guys want to share any highlights from the actual finale, or we could just get right into this finale?
Well, Christina Ray's duet with Ryan Tedder was nice. I enjoyed seeing the Unbeatable again. Bishop Briggs can really sing. That was it. That was the only things I really enjoyed from that entire 2-hour finale.
Yeah, the first hour was painful. It was just recap.
Well, the whole thing was painful. And then there was so much filler with the judges and stuff. And like they could have easily done this whole thing in an hour at most.
They could have done it in 20 minutes.
Yes, they could have.
In 10.
They could have done it in 20 minutes.
But the show makes more money with a longer show.
Yeah, I mean, in the part where they go from 5 to 4 and then do a commercial break after like 2 minutes, that happens every year on these finales, and it's excruciating. I'm like,
so bad.
They're so, yeah.
I just don't like
the
that
votes are already in. We don't need this.
I don't like that they hold it so long. Like they hold the result until like the last.
Literally, when they announce it and then they roll credits.
And like they don't even get a chance to, enjoy their victory.
I mean, they do. We just don't get to see it. We don't get to take part in the win.
I will say AGT has the worst results giving of any show besides The Voice. Well, honestly, The Voice is a little bit better, apparently. The Voice gives like 2 minutes.
No, The Voice is worse. The Voice literally, the credits are like ending as they're sharing the results. Like Carson Daly tries to cut it to literally the second the result is, they say, and the person saved is Grace, cut to black. Like that's how it is.
Well, I'm talking about the winner results, the final result. They're both bad. I will say nothing will ever be better than I wrote a whole blog post years ago about how the best winning moment in Idol history was David Cook's because they did everything right and nothing wrong, and it lasted for like 7.5 minutes of him being the winner of the show and the show still being on the show. Literally, he got to talk, he got to speak, his parents came up, they got to hug, he got to sing the entire song, not like 30 seconds of a song, like the entire 3-minute song, which is a piece of crap song, but doesn't matter. I still got to hear
that song.
What?
I like that song.
On My Life?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
It
has weird for fuck's sake. He's a rock singer. No.
Yeah, no magic rainbows.
I like it.
American Idol winner song. They are all terrible.
Still enjoy it. Well,
but he got to sing the whole thing, and that's the point.
Yeah.
Well, so let's just do a season finale, a bit of a series finale for me. Honestly, I know Eric joked about it, but like, this is it for me. I think for the show. So. Season 3 favorite moments. You want to go in a circle or something?
I could do my 3 favorite moments. I can do it real fast. Alex Hooper's return audition. Christina Ray's. I think her performance of Ryan Tedder was actually my favorite of hers. And then Malik Doak drummer is one of his performances. That's my favorite.
Yes.
What about you, Grace?
Malik was definitely a highlight for me, but I'm a sucker for those types of acts. It's hard. Season was so bad, and I was like so out of it. I don't know. Seeing The Unbeatable again on Wednesday night was pretty awesome.
Can we include all my performances in this show?
Sure. Why not?
Then I will replace. Well, I can't replace, honestly. Those are my 3 favorites. But I will add Matt Franco guest performance.
What did I really like? I liked Noah Epps' audition. I thought that was like pretty awesome. And that's all 3 for me.
Cheater, you have to come up with more.
I don't know if I can.
3 nice things, Adam. We're still in the
I thought Howie wasn't as bad as he usually is.
false. That's not a true thing. So you have to come up with 3 nice things that are factual, Adam.
I like some of the different staging for like the contestants when they were
That works.
not live. I thought that was pretty cool. I actually liked it more than being in the. I wish all of them had been like that because it made some really weird. Like they would paint them as like being in like a galaxy, like floating in a galaxy, and other ones. You know what I mean? Like there was just.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I thought, yes, I agree.
Yeah. I like that the singing act didn't win.
Okay.
There you go.
Now let's talk about the bad side. Now that we got our 3 nice things out of the way, we can talk about all the negatives.
Is it fair to say everything?
Well, no, because
Do we have enough time to talk about all the negatives of this season?
Tell me, what were the negatives, guys?
Well, for me, the judges were insufferable as always. New judge Sofia Vergara added nothing.
I didn't miss Simon at all.
Like, come on.
What?
Were you surprised that she added nothing? Like,
no, but I was hopeful that she would add something. Let's see. It was all the whole part about stories mattering so much more than the talent was the big thing.
Yes, Adam did like Elijah, as did I, but people would have roasted him.
Oh, yeah. He was like a little kid, though, this year.
Yeah, the cello player, the cellist.
He didn't even make it through, like,
He didn't make it to the live shows.
Yeah.
People would have roasted him, though, just like they roasted Tyler, which I thought was unfair. The thing I don't get is people complaining that Tyler is story over talent and then fangirling over Cody Lee.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Or, they're like, Tyler plays at a middle school level. He's 12.
That's not on him. That's on the show for kind of pushing him so hard. Right?
Yeah, basically. I mean, it's just. I think that I think the problem with the show was honestly the cast this year. It just for whatever reason, the talent level this year was significantly lower than in prior years. So,
I will say, like, there was one post that someone actually shared on Reddit, and it is the perfect summation of everything wrong that has happened with this show.
It's not mine, is it?
No, it was a Reddit post. Was it? Wait.
Right, well, no, I put up the SpongeBob time card that said one pathetic story later. Yeah.
I love that. That was so great.
I would be a badge for that.
What was it?
I put a SpongeBob time card that said one pathetic sob story later. And was like, that's AGT in a nutshell.
No, the most AGT in a nutshell is Danelia's Instagram post thanking the person who got her on the show, like the producer who casted her. It was like
casted isn't a word.
What is it? What's the word that put the plant there? That
cast. The past tense of cast is just cast.
Yeah,
casted is not a word.
I will make up words for this podcast.
But it's
yeah.
Yeah, basically.
But yeah, that's what I got. That's it. Anything else, guys?
I hope Dancing with the Stars is better.
God, I'm so excited to talk.
And yes, it's
hard for it to be worse. So good luck, guys.
Grace, your post was like got quite a few upvotes. That was good job.
I tweeted it too, and nobody said anything.
I thought it was really funny. Very, very well done. But yeah,
with the Stars Reddit. That's why I left it. They're so awful.
Anyway, guys, anything else to wrap this up, to put a bow or stick a fork or whatever you guys want to do?
Stick a fork is the better one.
I hope Simon recovers. I didn't really miss him that much this year, but I hope he's okay. He's lucky that he ended up with just a broken back.
Yeah,
but
I think he pulled out a BGT, the holiday special. So
the only way America's Got Talent will win me back, I'll tell you right here. This is the way I will come back to the show. Howard Stern, Mel B, no Simon, no Howie, none of the original panel, and back to basics. But until then, I think
That'll never happen.
exactly.
Yeah, never happening for you.
So there you go. Any final thoughts? Anything else to share?
Well, it was fun while it lasted, wasn't it?
Was it even?
I don't know. I mean, the first season we covered was great. I loved when Shin Lim won. That was.
I didn't watch that season.
Look, all I will say is this is going to be my final words on America's Got Talent, and it can be my legacy of thoughts on the show. And you guys can share. This is like the final stamp to put on the show here, I think, on Reality Hour, is that America's Got Talent is a show that you shouldn't watch more than once. You should watch one season, and you should take a break. Maybe two, but then I think that's it for once you go beyond that. It is a show that is not meant to be watched that often, and that is my.
It's a show that's not meant to be aired that often either, I will add.
All right, Eric, do you have your own statement to make for the show?
If there's an act that I see on YouTube, a clip of the trends that I really get invested in, I might watch again. But until that happens, I'm not putting myself in a position where I have to watch the show again because it's just getting tiring and annoying.
What about you, Grace?
I say every year, I swear up and down that I'm not going to watch Dancing with the Stars, and then I end up watching it.
It's like that.
I probably will end up watching AGT again, but there's no chance I'm podcasting about it again.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, maybe the season off. Maybe we need to enjoy the year.
Go outside, look at the sky, take like a long walk to a cliff, and just like sit down and just stare forward. You know, like in movies, like when you have those like introspective moments, and then you come back and you go like, "Aha, I've got it!" You know, like that's what I got.
We're trying here.
We're trying here. But yes. So, Eric, I just want to say thank you so much for podcasting for the show. Perfect attendance. You were a trooper.
We're all troopers for getting through this.
Your coverage on MJ's Big Blog was great. I love checking it. Will you be covering it? Like, what if she wants you to cover it again next season?
We'll see. I mean, I'll probably watch clips, but I'm not positive.
Grace, a new addition, but a great addition. Truly, thank you for joining us. It's been great talking about the show for the one or two times we did.
I am just remembering though the finale of what ended up being the last season of X Factor USA, where Simon Cowell actually said thank you to everyone who bothered to watch.
That's getting to this season.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes, thank you to everyone who bothered to watch him roast Demi Lovato.
And thank you to everyone who watched this podcast. If Azad, you are our trusty AGT commenter. You're always here. Like I said, just one more time to YouTube. Thank you so much for coming in and discussing this show. And here's what my final thing.
Dancing with the Stars. So far, Eric is the only one there, and he's only doing it to roast us.
We're at a low, but there's nowhere to go but up. And that's all I can say, other than I am Adam Samuel. You can find me on Twitter at Adam Soapbox, or on my website, adamsoapbox.com, and my YouTube channel, Adam Samuel YouTube. I just reviewed The Shining. I'm working on my next book. I'm going to be finishing it over the weekend. What about you, Eric? Where can we find you?
EricAsher.com, bit.ly/EricLavids, Eric_Asher on Twitter. And I'm going to point out now that this is probably my last regular Reality Hour recap of the year. I will be back I'll be on the comments, obviously, for Dancing with the Stars. But I will be promised Idol Season 7 recap is going to happen, but it's going to happen early next year instead. During a part of the year when we would have normally been watching AGT Champions, which is not on this year, thank God.
We'll be doing like a yearly recap as we always do, but the schedule moving forward is we're still kind of hammering it out, but we will follow us on Twitter for updates. We will keep you posted. Did I already ask where we could find you, Eric?
Yes,
Yes.
All right, Grace, where can we find you?
Reality2_Grace on Twitter. I am also here on Tuesdays with Adam talking Dancing with the Stars. Yes, Azod, join us because it's fun.
Please join us. It's fun. It's got Carol Baskin.
For the next few weeks. She's not going to win. Yeah, it's Disney night on Monday, so that is exciting. And I'm a judge on Dancing with the Stars Showdown. It's at DWTS Showdown on Twitter. It's a fantasy game. We're on Thursday and Saturday nights, and I have no idea what tomorrow's theme is. But it's fun. Gives me a nice little break from my stressful full-time job. And yeah. And yeah, follow me on Twitter for hilarious Dancing with the Stars updates and occasional snark.
And memes.
And what?
And memes, which you're apparently very good at for Reddit and West Country.
That was a fun time.
Anyway, guys, another season in the books. We've closed the page. It's not a great book. We're gonna. I would usually say like we put it on the shelf. This one we could just like throw it over there. Anyway, guys.
I don't know. Like you're a book person. Is there like one terrible book in an otherwise excellent series?
That's a hard question to ask.
Well, the problem is this isn't the only terrible series.
No.
All right, guys. Till next time.
And yes, Tyra Banks is the host of Dancing with the Stars. This was not our decision.
This was definitely not.
We don't condone this. We are Team Tom Bergeron all the way.
Very much so. We are a biased podcast. Anyway, guys, until next time.